All right, so today I'm going to start with this first post on the Google Classroom, and we'll hit edit here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be returning the 5-dimension drawings to you. If you have a 0 for this assignment in the grade book, remember that you can just print them off and put them in the turn-in box. That's not a problem, all right? So I accept work late, and I'll still give you full credit for it. So that's these front, top, right, and isometric views with dimensions. That's what that is. So some people haven't got those done yet, or haven't turned them in. So you need to do that. Today, we're also going to look at the one of the first 2 practice parts. Um, you're going to see the post, which is the one just before this post, that's called 2D practice drawings. And there are 4 drawings, and they are due on the 4th of December, which is Friday at 11:59. So next week, Monday is, effectively when you come in. We need those. Now, you today are going to follow the instructions on the document named Sketching Tool in CAD. Well, actually, this is asynchronous, so this should be done at home after school. And you're going to put snips of your sketching tools onto the document, and you're going to see a video about how to snip with a Chromebook if you don't remember how, or how to snip with a computer if you use a computer at home. And then you're going to print that document, and you're going to put it in the turn-in box, and so the students, you guys can read through that information right here. So this is the Sketching Tools in CAD document. It's attached to this post, and it says take a snip of your part using the following rules. Make sure you turn on Visions in History. Here's an example of a good snip. There's the Visions in History turned on. Make sure you are doing a front view of the sketch. Solo students use Turn-In to submit this file back to me, please. And then hybrid students, you're going to print it and put it in the Turn-In box. So this is an example here of the fillet. You're going to open up your document, do a snip of that, and then put it in here. Same thing with circle and ellipse. All 11 of these are on here. This is 110 points in total because it's 10 times 11. Okay, so you guys here sitting in the classroom will need to print this. And then here's the 2 videos about how to snip with a Chromebook. And this one's weird. I don't know why this is the one about how to snip using a computer. So if you have any questions, you can just refer back to that. Okay. All right, so I'm going to close out of that, and now I'm going to bring up the assignment that's just below this, and this is the 2D practice drawings. So these are due on the 4th. They're worth 25 points each. You're going to follow the instructions in the video 2D practice drawings to create a new document. I'm not sure, did I make that video? Yeah, I did. So there's a video right here, but basically what that's doing is that's walking you through this right here, and you're going to start a new document, you're going to name it 2D practice drawings, and then you're going to share it with me. Okay, make sure you do that. So for example, my document would be named Seward-2D practice drawings. Then you're going to make sure you hit the share button and choose view only, please. And then there's some more instructions here about how to do this. Now, here's the first of the 4 practice parts. It's this one right here. You're going to make this part first, this part file or part document, what do they call them? Well, anyways. And then you're going to create this drawing, and you're going to make your drawing look exactly like mine. Dimensions and the view and this isometric view here and this note and the name down here. You make your drawing look exactly like mine so that I don't have to do too much correcting, right? If yours looks exactly like this does, it's got all the dimensions on it, you're in good shape. Now, I wanted to show you a couple tricks. One trick, I'm going to use this drawing right here to show you my little trick. So I'm going to get Onshape up and going. And if you want to do this with me, you can, or however you might want to do it. I'm going to go to Create, Document. I'll name this correctly, Seward, space dash, 2D, whoops, not at, 2D practice drawings. Oops, no extra D there. And I'll hit OK. Then I'll go down here to the Part Studio. I'll right click and I'll rename this first one. And whoops, I goofed. I'll right click on this and I'll hit rename and I'll name this Practice Part 1. All right. So there we go. Now I'm going to start the drawing out. Let's see, where did it go? Get rid of that. We'll go back to here. All right, I'm going to start this drawing out. When I take a look at this thing overall, what's the shape? What kind of shape is that overall? It's a, come on, this is an easy one. What's the big shape? Is it a square? Is it a triangle? It's a rectangle. Okay. All right, and the rectangle is 8 inches long by 5 inches tall. So I'm going to go back here to my practice drawings. And I'm going to start a sketch. I'm going to put it on the front view because I always do. And I'm going to hit front. Now, to get rid of the these work planes, I can just push the letter P on my keyboard. And I'm going to use the rectangle tool. This dot is the origin, and I want to start at the origin. I'm going to pull this rectangle up and to the right. And for the first dimension, I'm just going to type in 8. And what was the height? 6? Is that right? 6, okay. All right, good. And then I can hit front again and it'll zoom back out. All right, now, the next part of this is I've got to put in these lines here, this like V shape that's in this thing. And this is where my trick comes in. You're going to hear me say, if you take enough classes with me, you'll hear it a million times. What I'll say is something similar to, I'm not lazy, I'm efficient. Hey, honest to God, I'm actually really lazy about things, so I like to do things easy. And one of the things that I can do is notice that this line here and this line here is repeated on this opposite side, but it's mirrored along the center line of the part. So I'm going to draw this line here and this line, and then I'm going to mirror it over to this side. That's the thing I'm looking for. Whenever I'm drawing a part, the first thing I look for is symmetry. What am I going to be able to do symmetrical that's going to make my life easier? So I'm going to go back to my part here. So I got to create first my line of symmetry. What's up, Zach? Oh, is it? Okay, that's easy to change, right? I double click on this and I hit 5. That was easy. See how easy it is to change these things if you make screw ups like that? Thank you. All right, so I'll start my line command. I'm going to go to this top line. I'm just going to pull to the right here. And eventually I get a little square, and that indicates that I am dead in the middle of this upper line. And I'll pull this straight down and I'll click again. Now I'm going to right click on that line and I'm going to then select construction. So the reason I do this is construction lines do not extrude. Okay, they're just there for us to build off of. So construction lines are really useful tools, I guess is the best way to put this, okay? All right, so back to my drawing here to take a look at this. So I'm going to put in this angled line here and this straight line down here, and I'm going to use these dimensions, 1.5 and 3, and this one at 2.25 and 3. To dimension the lines. So I'm going to start my line command, and I don't really care where it is. I just don't want to be too close to the middle that I put this. So I'm just going to click there. I want to draw this at an angle, and then I'm going to come straight down with the other one. And you'll notice these lines are blue. And what the blue line is telling me is that those lines are not what they call constrained. They have to be constrained when you do your dimensioning. And the reason for that is if a line is blue, it can be changed too easily. We want the line to be changeable, but we want it to be changeable because we dimensioned it. So we need to put some dimensions on. So I'm going to start my dimensioning tool. And here's my dimensioning tool. And I'm going to dimension from this line to that point right at the top there. And that distance should be 1.5. It's that dimension right there. Now, the other end of the line, the lower end, is 3 inches from this left-hand edge. So I'll start that. I got my dimension tool running, so I clicked on that left line, and I'm going to click on the point up here and select, and I'll put in 3. Okay. Now I got to do the vertical lines. So the end of that straight line, the vertical dimensions, I mean, the end of that straight line is 2.25 inches up. And then the upper end, or the bottom of the angled line, is at 3. So dimensioning tool is still active. I'll click on the bottom, and I'll go to the very tip of that straight line, and I'll put in 2.25. Then I'm going to do the same thing here with the tip of the angled line, and that was 3.5, or was it 3? We'll make it 3 because we can change it if we need to. Nope, we got it right. Okay, so I'll talk and you guys can get a second to catch up if you're working on this with me, all right? So right now, I've got the left-hand side of this. And because it's the same on the right-hand side, there's a tool that I could use, a 2D sketching tool, to take these 2 lines and get them over here on this side. Evan, you got an idea what I might use tool-wise? Exactly. No maybe about it. It's the mirror tool. I find the mirror tool to be one of the best tools that there is in this software, or any of these softwares. Now, because my screen is punched down or crunched down and small and hard to read, the mirror tool isn't visible here. One of the things you can do, though, is you can go to the help menu and click on help, and I can type the word mirror and hit enter. And it's going to show me the mirror tool and where it is. I'll click on this one. Okay, so I can know where the mirror tool is. Okay, so it's in the menu down here, and they show you also how to use it. Okay, so that's good. Let's see. I can also do search tools, and I can type in mirror, so I know the name of it, right? And it actually, I don't know if you saw that. I'll do it again. When I typed it in, it actually found it, and then it started it for me. So that's always kind of useful, all right? So I've got my mirror tool active, and the first thing it wants me to do is select a mirror line. It's always going to give you these little blue boxes that are hints as to what the command wants first. So I click on that center line that we drew in there. Now, the next thing it says is select the entities to be mirrored. So I'm going to select this vertical line and this angled line. And that's the end of our mirroring. So I don't have to redimension this. Notice these are black because they're constrained. Now, I'm going to start my line tool. I'm going to go down to the bottom. And you notice the line down here was not something that I mirrored. I could draw the line, could have drawn the line from here to here and then mirrored it over. But when you do that, sometimes you get little gaps accidentally in the line, and then things don't extrude the way you'd like them to, which is Not good. Now I want you to notice something. The rectangle and all of this stuff is on one sketch. It's not on two sketches, it's on one. So I'm done with this, so I'm going to green check mark, and then I'll look isometrically at my part. I'm going to extrude that a distance of 0.5, and I'll hit the green check mark, and now I've made the part. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you go to work. You can do the part 2, part 3, part 4. All right. You need to have all the completed parts and then the drawings. And what do I want you to do with your drawings? Make them look like my drawing. All right. Dimensions and everything. So I'll be coming around and I'll be helping people, and I'll be passing back the paperwork that I've given you, or that have given me so far. All right.